What's going on, guys? My name is Alan and welcome to another video. This is going to be my DVD collection. I've been planning this video for a while now. I just didn't get around to doing it until now, and I was originally going to sit down in this chair over here that I'll show you, although it is really irrelevant that I show you. It doesn't matter. I was sitting in that chair right there and record from right there, but the lighting over there is even worse, and it's not too good over here either, but I figured if I stand close to this lamp over here, it's just a lamp, I'm not going to really show you, but I thought the lighting would be a little better. It's still not that great. I'm actually, this camera is in front of a mirror, and it's really weird because when I point the movie up right here, it's in the preview of my camera's preview, or their recording screen, whatever you want to call it. It's reversed. I got scared a couple takes ago. I was an idiot, didn't realize that there's a fucking mirror behind me. I'm a moron, I know, but whatever. So the first movie is actually Brick, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, directed by Rian Johnson. It's a really good movie. It's a detective movie set in a high school, and the whole story of the movie surrounds this guy named Brendan, and he's trying to find out what happened to his girlfriend, and his ex-girlfriend, and it leads him into the underbelly of his school. And it leads him to the drug side of his school, and he gets involved with this guy named The Pin right there. I'm not sure if you can see it right there. This camera's kind of bad. It's a Mono HD flip, really bad camera, but don't worry about it. It's to my knowledge, they don't make these cameras anymore, which is good because they're shitty. So whatever, random fact. The more you know, the better. But anyway, he gets involved in that organization, gets in deep with them, and ensues from there. It's a pretty good movie. I won't say too much more about it, but check it out. Next movie is a movie called Dead Snow. It's a Norwegian zombie movie. Everything's vampire now. So anyway, it's a movie that involves these teenagers, and they go into this log cabin. It's very cliched, and they encounter Nazi zombies. That's the only thing cool about it. And I've heard it's funny. I've heard it's scary at the same time. I just watched like 30 minutes of it. I didn't get to the part where the zombies came in, so maybe less than that. I don't remember where I stopped, but I got bored of it. Stopped watching, but I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I should give it a chance before I review it. But there it is. It's actually interesting because the case is actually the cover is kind of badass. I gotta say that right there. If you can see it better, right there. It's weird because the disc is supposed to say bonus material. I can't tell if you can see it. Well, can't tell if you see that very good, but right there they both say bonus material. But disc one played the movie, so I don't know. Maybe it's just a misprint, whatever. But anyway, next movie is Insomnia. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. It's about these two detectives who they're being investigated by internal affairs because one of their cases didn't go very well. They had questionable actions or whatever. So they're sent to this town in Alaska to investigate this murder of a girl. And this town, the sun never sets in. It's always out. So it kind of drives Al Pacino's character, which is named William Domer, I think, drives him nuts. And there's this big incident in the beginning of the movie involving his partner, and that's the movie focuses on more than the murder that he's supposed to be investigating. And it drives him nuts, essentially. That's what the whole movie's about. Although, in my opinion, I think it's kind of obvious what happened. You know, to me, it was clear what happened. I'm not going to spoil what happened to his partner. You can probably put one and one together. But to me, it just seemed like it was really obvious what happened. But it's a good movie. In my opinion, it's not Christopher Nolan's best movie, but I don't know. It's pretty good still. Next movie is Jarhead, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Jamie Foxx. This movie and Brick actually have that stupid, you can't tell on this disc because they were broken off when I bought the movie, but on Brick they have this stupid security thing, as you can see right here. I'm not really sure if you can tell, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's this little security tab right here that they did back when they, towards the beginning of when the Blu-ray started coming out, and it was actually a little earlier than that, but I don't understand the point of it, so I had to throw that in there. But anyway, so Jarhead, it's a movie about the first recon Marines during during Desert Storm, and it has a lot of some of these Marines are really fucked up in the head. Just the war drives them nuts, And it's not like Full Metal Jacket in the way that it starts with boot camp, then they get into the war itself. And it's really good. I like how they did it. I like how the movie goes. It's a really interesting movie. But this movie's not really reviewed very well. For some reason, it's not really good to everybody. Personally, I don't have a problem with the movie. It's really good. I don't know, the case is pretty badass, too. You really can't tell in this fucking camera. I'm not really sure why I'm talking about it, but good movie. My opinion, at least. I don't know if you'll agree with me on that, but it is a good movie. So next movie is LA Confidential, starring Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, Kim Basinger, and Danny DeVito. This is a really badass movie. It's my personal favorite movie of all time, and it takes place in the 1950s LA. It's a detective movie, and it's got every kind of cop. It's got the bent cop, it's got the good cop, it's got the bad cop, it's got the brutal cop who really doesn't care how he gets the justice, how he gets the job done. He just gets it done, and it's a really good movie. There's this case in the movie that kind of it doesn't sit well with anybody in the department, and that's kind of how the movie ensues. It involves corruption, it involves a lot of things. You know, the game LA Noire, which I actually have right here, if you want to see what it looks like. I'm not really sure I'll bring that in there, but I did anyway. But LA Noire borrowed a lot from this movie. That's actually where I got I first heard about this movie, so I went and bought it, and it's an outstanding movie. My personal favorite movie of all time. Check it out. Good, really good cast too. Every actor does a really good job in this movie, so check it out. Next movie is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Personally, I didn't watch this movie all the way through. I got through about half of it and got bored of it. It stars the only real actor we all know. Well, you may know all of them, but the only really one I know is Jason Statham. This is his first movie, and he does pretty well in it. But I personally, I didn't see what was so cool about it when I got through it. I didn't watch it all the way through, as I said earlier. But what I got through of, it just didn't seem really cool to me. He's in a movie later on. The second movie is actually called Snatch, and that's I'll get to that in my Blu-ray collection. But he's a lot better in that movie. They're both directed by Guy Ritchie, so I couldn't get into it. Maybe you can. Maybe I'll watch it all the way through. But I tried watching it 2 times, and it just really did bore me. But apparently, it's a good movie. Next movie is another movie starring Jason Statham, and it's The Mechanic. This is a remake, to my knowledge, of a movie called Mechanic. It was made in the 80s, or I'm not really sure when it was made, but I know it's a remake, to my knowledge. And it's just a really good action movie, but the story just isn't too good. It's really fun to watch, but the story is just not that good. But you know, it's a good movie. It's unrespected. It's got a lot of explosions, got a lot of gunfights, and it's good in that aspect. But as far as the story goes, it's been done before. Next movie is Memento, starring Guy Pearce, and this is an outstanding movie too. It's also directed by it's directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's a movie involving this guy named Leonard who has short-term memory loss. I'm not sure what the actual syndrome is called. Syndrome, whatever. However you want to word it. He has a disease. He has short-term memory loss. He cannot remember for more than 7 seconds. Usually, if a loud noise happens, it'll trigger him, and he'll just forget everything that just happened in the past 8 minutes or so. But he does remember his name. He does remember anything that happened before the accident, which I won't talk too much about. But this movie is played in reverse. So the first thing that happened in the movie is actually the last thing to happen in chronological order. So it's really strange. It's really good though. So check it out. Next movie is Red Dawn, which is a movie that was made in the 1980s. They didn't remake it, but they made a new one, which I've heard is shit too. But this movie is I don't like it. You know, it's a movie involving the Russians. They invade a small portion of the United States. I believe it's Colorado, where the movie takes place in. But they invade a small area of the United States, and they take it over. They take it over. I'm not really sure what else you can say about it, but I think it's a really good setting for a story, but they just don't make it work. There's a lot of love interest, not a lot, but there's a lot of bickering between Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen's characters. They're brothers, so they're always bickering. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it's not really good either. I've heard the new one is also shitty, but I could have guessed that. You know, I saw the trailer of it, and when I went to go watch End of Watch, which is another good movie. I went to go see that, and I saw a trailer for that movie, and it looked like shit. So this one's not too much better, but I don't know. Maybe it's good for you guys. Maybe it's not. I like it. It's on A. To my knowledge, not all the time, but I saw it on AMC a couple times since I bought this movie. So catch it on there. Go on Netflix, whatever. I would not recommend buying it though. Next movie is Reservoir Dogs. This is a classic movie by Quentin Tarantino, and this is the Mr. Brown edition. So it's got him on it. That's Quentin Tarantino. To my knowledge, in every movie he has a small appearance and a little cameo in. And he plays Mr. Brown in this movie. He's not really a big character in this movie. He's just a cameo. He's in like there for a couple scenes and he's gone. But this movie's a heist movie, and it doesn't show the heist. It tells everything that happened before and after the heist, but not the heist itself. And that's really done. It's really done well, and it's very interesting how it's done. I personally like Pulp Fiction better, but it's a good movie still. I recommend. It's weird because this is the Mr. Brown edition I said, but it comes with the regular DVD that you would find anywhere else. Could have bought this movie on Blu-ray. Could have bought most of these on Blu-ray, but didn't. Just didn't notice them when I went to go buy them, or they were cheaper on Blu-ray or DVD. I mean, they're cheaper on DVD, or they were easier to find, so I just bought them on DVD. Next movie is Salt, starring Angelina Jolie. This movie involves sleeper cell agents in the United States prior. There's some that go into the United States before the Soviet Union collapses, but then it collapses and the plan goes into disarray or whatever. But the mastermind of this plan, he defects to the United States in 2009, and Angelina Jolie is a spy. She was working for the KGB. Her plan was to join the CIA. And that's the movie pretty much. That's how the movie starts, and it goes on from there. I don't like it personally. It just seems like they could have done a lot more with it. It just kind of random. It doesn't really explain a whole lot of it. It's not really good in my opinion, but feel free to disagree with me. Next movie is Scarface. A very good movie, a classic movie. This is my edition of it. I remember when MTV Cribs was relevant. I guess it was never relevant, but back when that was a thing, people would show off their edition of Scarface because there was like 9,000 editions of this fucking movie. But the thing about this movie is I bought it like a week before they announced the Blu-ray of it, so I was like, whatever. But it's a pretty good movie. It's a classic. You have to go see this movie. It's awesome. I didn't explain too much of that movie, I'm sorry, but I just figured it's most movies you gotta kind of watch for yourself. Next movie is Seven, starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. This movie involves two detectives. One is a veteran detective, one's a rookie. He's not really a rookie, but he's coming into this division of the LAPD, so he's new to this division. He's not new to being a detective, but he's new to this division. Morgan Freeman's the veteran. He's about to retire pretty soon, and he's what happens is as he's about to leave, and as this new guy's coming in, these killings start to happen, and they all involve the 7 deadly sins. So I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's an awesome movie. So only problem with it, I don't like the cover. Just the poster that I saw on IMDb before I bought this movie looks really badass. But this, I don't know, I don't like it personally, but it's a pretty good movie nonetheless. Next movie is Silence of the Lambs, starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. This is a really fucking awesome movie. It's people say it's scary, but I don't think it's really scary. The last about 10 minutes of the movie are really intense. They really are. I wouldn't say scary, but they are intense. But it's a really good movie. It involves Hannibal Lecter. We've all heard of him, I'm sure. He's a fictional character, but you know we've all heard of him. We've all seen the mask he wears in the movie. Most of us, I'm pretty sure, have seen this movie by now. I didn't see it until about October of 2012, so I'm a little late in the party. But it's an outstanding movie. Not really scary, but definitely an intense movie. And the last movie is Taxi Driver, which stars Robert De Niro and is directed by, I believe, Martin Scorsese. Scorsese. Whatever. Can't say his name. I'm an idiot. Taxi Driver, really awesome movie. Involves this taxi driver who was in Vietnam, and while he was in Vietnam, he got kind of messed up in the head. So, kind of a psychopath. Kind of what ensues from there. I don't want to say too much about it. This is a special edition of the movie, so it's up in there right there. Get my hands out of the goddamn. I take my hands out of the case or whatever. It's still on there. Whatever. You see what I'm talking about there. And it's this 2-disc set. I like when they do stuff like this because it's really cool. There's again. That's when he gets his mohawk. This movie I could have gotten on Blu-ray, but I didn't. There's Jodie Foster right there. I forgot to mention she is also in this movie too. But it's a really awesome movie. Recommend checking it out. That's pretty much the DVD collection. Tomorrow or whenever I will hopefully get to the Blu-rays. If I do get more DVDs, which I plan on doing, when I get more movies, I do plan on doing updates of this stuff. So stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned for the Blu-ray edition of this movie collection, or whatever I'm calling this fucking series. Whatever, not really a series, it's a video.